All right, hey there, everybody. This is Steve Larson with Produce Freedom. Today, we're going to talk about how to really build your wealth and your cash flow so you can have that life that you love. We're going to talk about a few of the problems and the snags that the conventional wisdom is telling us right now. And so, we're going to jump right in and go through that. But first, what I want to talk about is I want to talk about the retirement pandemic. Now, we know that there's a pandemic out there with COVID and all that stuff. And this retirement pandemic has actually started way before any of that stuff. I'm not talking about the market downturn. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about how people are planning or not planning for this, so-called retirement, whatever that looks like. And retirement means different things to different people. Some people want to continue to work through retirement, and some people don't want to work at all. They want to be able to sit on the beach and have an umbrella in their drink and do nothing else. And so it kind of depends on what your goals are. But let's look at this really quick. The average savings by age by Business Insider shows that the average person, say we'll just go right in the middle right here, age 45 to 54, only has $40,900 saved in their bank account, okay? And so that, to me, does that sound like a lot or a little? I mean, that's a little bit concerning, but then again, it's savings. So maybe they have it all invested or they have it somewhere else. So if you take the same age group and you look, okay, what do they have in their retirement accounts? The average age group from 45 to 54 right here, you see is only $80,000. So we look at, okay, go back a slide, $40,000 in cash maybe, $80,000 investment. Now, when we want to become wealthy, what really is wealth? Is wealth just like when you think of wealth, do you think of Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Mercedes, a beach house, sitting on the beach? Is that what wealth is to you? Because really what those are called luxuries. That's not necessarily wealth. That's more of a lifestyle choice. Those are the luxuries of life, right? So wealth is really a function of time. Time is our only asset we cannot ever get back. We can always earn more money. We can get more investments. We can buy cars. We can buy condos. We can buy whatever. You get the point. But time is the only thing we can't just go back in time and grab it and redo it, or I'm going to start this day over or anything like that. And so when you think about it, if we go to this and we say, okay, how long can we live with our lifestyle, our current lifestyle, without going to zero, right? So let's say that your average expenses are let's say $5,000 a month, right? So $5,000 a month, and if you had $40,000 in the bank, that means that you're 8 months wealthy. You can live for 8 months if that covers all your expenses, right? That's it, no more. Same story here. If you go here and you have $80,000 in the bank and you wanted to just burn through that at $5,000 a month, that's 16 months. So you could retire for 16 months, but that's it. Then you'd have to get back to work. So this is the pandemic. People are not thinking ahead to be able to see what they need to do. So the point is we've got to find assets that will grow and that will produce cash flow for us, right? We got to make sure that we can expand our wealth. So I want you to imagine, okay, let's say you had an asset, whether let's say it was in the market that was cash flowing $2,000 a month, right? So instead of that $5,000, say that you only had net $3,000. So that $40,000, instead of it lasting you the 8 months, so if we take 40,900 and we divide it by 3,000, now you got 13 months, right? So do you see what I'm getting at? Since we have other cash flow sources coming in, our monthly nut, our expenses are lessening, and so we're wealthier because we can live that lifestyle without. Now that's pretty obvious. Now there's a book by Stephen R. Covey called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is not a sales pitch for the book, but I highly recommend it. It's a great book. In habit number 2, it says begin with the end in mind. And so part of our process as working with the clients is really thinking of, okay, what are all the things that need to happen in order for us to have that dream retirement? Okay, so we know that we have along the way, as we're growing and getting ready for retirement, we might have cost of college funds. We might have some weddings in there. We might want to plan some extravagant vacations with our families before our family, leaves the nest and goes on and creates their own next generation. So we want to get really clear on what we want and then what we want our retirement to look like. And so once we start with that, then it makes the planning phase a lot more fun, a lot more alive, and a whole lot more effective. So this is going to be a video series. I'm going to create another video that goes a little bit deeper into some of more of the strategy and the numbers so that you get aware of this stuff. And then we'll talk about some of the things that we can do to make this a lot more efficient. So thanks for joining with me here today, and we'll talk to you real soon.